Welcome to Caseback Watches, my name is Tim, and in this video I'd like to start with a big thank you. I woke up this morning, watched on my smartphone and thought 20,000? What's this number? 20,000? 20,000 subscribers. 20,000 subscribers. Oh my god, former jazz musician, and I know how intimidating and big a crowd of 500 people can be, or 1,000 people. 20,000 people is a small city, and I thought, wow, this is pretty an amazing moment. And so thank you very much. I'd really like to thank all the supporters and subscribers of Caseback Watches for this encouragement. Wow, absolutely happy, absolutely great feeling, I must say. I bought a bottle of champagne. Paul Roger, the girl in the shop, said to me it's the same champagne like on the wedding of Megan. And I thought, I'm not sure if Megan and I have the same taste, but I'll give it a try. And I'd like to thank more people in this video. I will do this at the end because there are really some supporters who helped me over the times again and again and again, and some really pleasant contacts. And so I will do this at the end of this video. But now let's continue with the program here on Caseback Watches. And under another video, somebody asked me about my favorite watch brand or favorite watch company, and my answer wasn't so good, to be honest. And then I thought, what I can do is just to check all the watches I've reviewed in the last 12 months and give you my favorites. And interestingly, every time after shooting the video, I've learned something new about that particular watch, or I heard some interesting gossip, which I can present to you here. And so let's begin. The first watch is the Zeno watch Basel Super Precision. I really love the look of this watch on my wrist and the feel. And people might ask now, why do you not fancy the Smiths Everest, this homage to the Rolex Explorer? Why this Zeno watch Basel, the reputation isn't so good amongst watch collectors? Why this? And the explanation is that I cannot explain this very well. It's a subjective feeling, just the feeling on the wrist. And then you, the guy who lent me that watch for that video, the owner, collector, and he knows quite something about time factors and Smiths and Eddie Platts, the owner of Time Factors. You sent me this image, and here you see the Everest, made by or designed by Eddie Platts, and you see the Zeno watch Basel Super Precision, and you may notice these watches are almost the same. This is an almost 100% accurate copy of the Zeno watch Super Precision. Strange thing, right? And I have to add that apparently Eddie Platts from Time Factors is a marketing genius. During his last sale on his website, he sold 600 watches, I've heard. 600 watches in 7 minutes. Can you imagine this? I mean, this is a very small operation. They're a one-man company, I guess. And making parcels and shipments for 600 people. Absolutely crazy. And imagine the money behind it. I mean, this is, yeah, nice business. And so Eddie Platts, kudos, sir. And the next watch is also connected to Eddie Platts because he was the gentleman who lent me the Laco B-Uhr original from 1944. And he did it without so much words. After our collaboration with other modern watches, he just asked me, Tim, do you want to review my original Laco B-Uhr from 1944? And I said, yes, yes, absolutely. And he didn't ask any more questions, and no security deposit fund or something like that. No, nothing. He just put the watch worth about, what is it, 4,000, irreplaceable of course, put it in the parcel and sent it to me. And that was it. And then I've kept it 2 weeks. And I've made a video, and this video contains a bit of mystery. People noted in the comments that the second hand of the watch is not hacking. How can this be? I mean, I've explained in that video that in the aircraft, the navigator received a beep through his headphones, and then he could start the watch. But how can you start something when it doesn't hack? It's so very strange. And there were some explanation or attempts to explain this in the comments, but I think nobody really knew it. And now, I mean, now is the time. If you know that, then please share your knowledge with us in the comments. The next watch I want to highlight is the Seagull 1962 Plan B. This is a bit confusing because it's the watch which came after the 1963. Yes, 1963 came, very popular piece, reputation now complete rubbish because apparently people are afraid of fakes. But then came the 1962 Plan B, superior, I must say. I have it. And very superior. The feel and the precision and the overall quality looks very different, to be honest. It's way more expensive, of course. And I was very happy with it. And then I thought I don't need two Seagull watches. And I sold the cheaper one, the 1963. And now I think, not so smart. I love the 62, but it doesn't has this funkiness, this funky look, and this gem-esque feeling on the wrist, and those blue varnished hands, and the watch has some spirit in it. And so I think this really was a mistake to sell this 1963 and keep only the 1962. Julian Kampmann, by the way, sent me a see-through Caseback. You can buy those, and then you can exhibition Caseback. Then you can see the movement of your Seagull watches. And I tried to open my plan B, and impossible. I tried it with a rubber ball, didn't work. And the watchmaker here is closed due to the lockdowns. But thank you very much, Julian, for this piece. I will use it soon. And so if you're a bit angry that you have the 1963 and not the, I think, a bit superior 1962, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I think both are great watches, and the cheaper one has its charm, absolutely. And this fake, not fake debate, I mean, the Chinese approach towards intellectual properties is maybe a bit more creative than our way here, and so for me personally, it's not so important. The next watch I really want to recommend is the Oris Diver 65. The entire series, let's say under 40 millimeters. They have some very big watches that are not so appealing, but the rest of the series just great. And I own this Bico bronze bezel and some bronze elements on the bracelet, and it's just nice. And it developed some patina. When I presented this watch on the channel, it had a slight, very limited patina, faint. And now it has a stronger patina, and now it's very different from gold. And I like this so much because it's rough in a way. It supports really this look of a tool, a plumber on a spaceship during the diesel punk era. This is the look of this watch, and I like it very much. But I'm thinking about buying the 36mm version. It's not so easy. I want to buy it used, and the watch is fairly rare, and I think 36 for my wrist is better. And so, dear viewer, if you own this watch, or you know somebody who owns it and wants to sell it, then please let me know. Then please let me know to casebackwatches@icloud.com. And the next watch is also a diver. I presented it together with the Oris, and this is the Baltic Aquascaphe. I bought that watch for a friend, for a buddy, and not as a gift. I just made the transaction because he is not so talented when it comes to shipments, let's say. And then the watch arrived, and I wore it a bit, and I thought, what a beautiful thing. And now I have to give it to this brute here? No, because my friend is a really great person, my absolute best buddy, but he is not so careful with watches. And then he informed me a couple of weeks ago that the watch loses every day 5 minutes. And I asked, what are you doing? What did you do with the watch? Did you fall on the floor, or what's the problem here? You have to send it in now. And I will do this, but didn't do this until now. And so, yeah. And now I feel bad to give that beautiful watch with this beads or bats. What's the correct pronunciation? I don't know. With this beads, bats of rice bracelet, which at the 60s look together with the blue dial, absolutely marvelous watch. A bit too expensive if you buy it new, but again, even on the used market, it has its price. Next watch, Direnzo Mondial. Direnzo Mondial, company run by Sergio. Absolute Babylon before and during and after my review, because I thought he would send me the green version. He thought he likes to have the blue version. Then I thought, oh, this is the blue version or the green version. During the video, absolute Babylon. After the video, Sergio clarified the blue version. But overall, very great watch. And this little episode here, this little story demonstrates how tricky it is to work with watch images. I mean, Sergio's images weren't 100% perfect, but they weren't misleading in that way. But you can find very prominent examples of misleading images. For example, this Breitling Deus. Do you see that 41mm case? And now look at this wrist. Who owns that wrist? Hulk Hogan? Godzilla? And I really think what they've done, they've chosen an image from a stock platform like Shutterstock, and then somebody used Photoshop and he added the watch after that. And this is just sloppy, because obviously this person didn't have any idea how a watch on a wrist normally looks like. But back to the Direnzo, maybe it wasn't so clear in the video, but I saw recently a new AP, Audemars Piguet. God, was this thing ugly. This Genta S case, yes, but this tiny crown and those brutal screws, just absolutely ugly. And many people really hate Genta's design. And then Direnzo did something so beautiful in those footsteps. And yeah, absolute great watch, absolutely lovable. And now 2 watches, Maen, Hudson and Skymaster. During the last months, I really got over this attempt to baby borrowed watches. Normally I was very careful with them, and now I just grab them and I really wear them, and I try to wear them as long as possible. And Jules from Maen Watches, he knows this, because I always asked, do you need the watch back now or maybe next week? And then I rescheduled the production of the video with the Skymaster, and I had it on the wrist 2 weeks, and Jules was very patient and said, do whatever you want, I want the watch back. But until that, you can do what you want with it. And then I made a mistake, because the next watch came in and I had to reschedule my own schedule, and I had to tell Jules that I had to reschedule my own schedule. Absolute chaos. But Jules was very polite and very friendly, and so it wasn't a problem. And those are great watches. They offer this micro brand feeling without too many compromises when it comes to real quality, right? So you have a good movement, you have a good bracelet, you have attention to detail, manufacturing standards. And so I really enjoyed this or those 2 watches. Okay, those were my favorite 5 watches, and all the anecdotes around them. But now I have to thank some supporters of the channel. I have to take these 3 to 5 minutes to say thank you. And let's begin, no particular order by the way. Let's begin with Steven, who sent 2 vintage watches from the United States to me, Elgin and Hamilton from the 50s. I've opened the parcel at the train station, looked inside, and I thought, what is this? Service pieces, and I really wear them occasionally. They are tiny, but they're good looking. I enjoy them immensely, and I enjoy the attitude behind that Steven just said, you know what, I think this guy in Germany, he really appreciates those watches, and so let's send them. And so thank you very much for that gesture. This was very kind. And the next guy here is Glenn, who sent me the dictionary there. Sometimes the dictionary is gone, then it's in the living room, because I actually use it. Of course, it's way faster with a smartphone, but there you really work with the vocabulary. Kids in the house, it's a bit noisy, excuse me. And Glenn helped me out with other things, other questions and terms and conditions. And sometimes you find a very complicated question in the comments, and then I really think, oh, I have to answer this comment, but I have to do a bit research. And then a gentleman comes and answers the question, and this, in some cases, this is Glenn, so thank you very much for that. Then I'd like to thank Eddie Platz for his trust to give me the Baywatch for 2 weeks. This was very nice, and yeah, I really appreciate that gesture too, and so thank you very much. And now Julian Kampmann, who lent me numerous watches without questions asked. I said, could I please, I was polite every time, could I please review that watch? And Julian put it in the mail, and the following day it was here. So absolutely great, and thanks for the exhibition Caseback, by the way. The next person I'd like to thank is Jules from Maen Watches, because of the rearrangement. Thank you very much for that. And then Peter Sargentson from Second Hour Watches sent in 2 watches, and Peter is somewhat my brother in arms in the battle against DHL and other carriers, because they make such a mess these days with parcels around customs or in customs. Absolutely crazy. And Peter was sometimes slightly nervous, but always very friendly and supportive, and so thank you very much for this, Peter. And the next guy I'd like to thank is you from France. Excuse me. He sent in watches like the Zeno watch Basel, super precision. He helped me with informations, with images, and so, and again, very trustful, no questions asked. And so, yeah, thank you very much for your support. The next guy I'd like to mention here, and I'd like to thank, is Cormac Hanley, photographer from France. And he appeared sometimes here on the channel. He ran on Instagram his radio room, now renamed to, what was it, 470. This is his new watch brand. Check out 470, where he presents customized watches. And I'm sure we will see these watches here on the channel in, I don't know when, but in the future. And so thank you very much for your support, Cormac. The next guy is Sergio Godoy from Direnzo Watches. Thank you very much, and excuse the Babylon around your nice watch. Then I have to thank Klaus Ole from Hamburg, Germany, here in the neighborhood, for emergency support, lockdown and everything, but you can call him and then things can happen. And so thank you very much for this. Then thank you very much for swift support with watches, Vanessa from Yima and Sarah Huland from Laco. And I want especially to thank all the buyers of my leather work. This is extremely supportive, and it's absolutely fun to build something beautiful and sell it then. And know this, I don't see this in any form as a donation or something like that. You will always get quality for your money. This is not a donation. If you buy something from me, which I've produced myself, then it has the equivalent quality. This was very complicated, very German, but I think you know what I mean. I don't need any donations here. I need buyers who appreciate quality, and then you get this quality. People ask me from time to time if I do Patreon, and I'm absolutely not comfortable with Patreon. This is a bit e-begging, I think. I think it's good for people who provide a public service which cannot be monetized. Then it makes some sense, but for me, I don't know. I'd like to produce something beautiful and valuable and sell it. And it works. I mean, the last wallet series was sold out after 90 minutes. And last but not least, I want to thank all those private collectors who sent in watches on a base of trust, like Janek from Poland sent me the Pharaoh watch. Those are really people, and I've discovered this numerous times, they just ask you, here is an interesting watch, do you want to review it? And then I say, oh, this is very friendly, yes, I like to do that. And then they put the thing in the mail without safety deposit or escrow account or something like that. They just put it in the mail. And they don't ask even that I cover the shipping. They send it on their own cost to Germany. And last example, from Poland to Germany, this is not cheap. And they just do this like that. And then I ask, when do you need it back? And then they say, every time, just make an interesting video, please. And then you send it back. Those are my terms and conditions. And now I'm pretty sure that I've forgotten people. Apologies. But this is a single man operation, normal human being here. But I'm looking forward to be in contact with you again. And apologies to all the people who wrote me on Instagram and via email. And I do not respond sometimes. I try my best, but sometimes it's problematic. Kids in the house and such topics which are normal life, right? Okay, and now I'm looking forward to present you more watches and interesting topics in the future here on the channel. Thank you very much for your attention, and maybe until next time.